Wow, killed it! One take, Garrett.
The key, Carol Ann, is you don't have to rush it.
I'm too excited.
Because it's all gonna get chopped.
Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess, and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. It is the week of guests in Celebration Month, and today we have Carol Ann and Garrett. Yay! Garrett's a newbie. So everybody say welcome, and your first video is during the week of guests. It's very exciting. Carol Ann is back. We know.
Hi,
she's
guys.
returning. It's so exciting. And today we're going to talk about 102 Dalmatians. 102 Dalmatians is a 2000 theatrical release directed by Kevin Lima, who I covered in the video about a goofy movie. The link will be in the description.
Cinematography for 102 Dalmatians was done by Adrian Biddle and Roger Pratt. We covered Adrian Biddle in 101 Dalmatians.
Roger Pratt is best known for 12 Monkeys, Chocolate, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and the fourth Harry Potter movie, The Goblet of Fire.
The film is edited by Gregory Perler, who I covered in the video about Tarzan. Link will be in the description.
The music for this movie was done by David Newman, who Jess covered in The Brave Little Toaster. Link will be down in the description.
The film was written by Kristen Buckley, Brian Regan, Bob Zudiker, and Noni White. Kristen Buckley is best known for How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and This.
Brian Regan is best known for How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Shoe Addicts Anonymous, Best Christmas Pageant Ever, in this movie.
Bob Zudiker and Noni White, Jess covered in the Newsies video. Link will be down in the description.
The film stars Glenn Close, Ian Grufford, and Alice Evans. Glenn Close plays Cruella de Vil, and we covered her in the video about 101 Dalmatians, link down below.
Ian Grufford plays Kevin, and he is best known for Fantastic Four and its sequel, King Arthur and Titanic.
Alice Evans plays Chloe. She is best known for The Vampire Diaries, Christmas Card, Lost, and this.
The film took almost an entire year to make, and they filmed a good chunk of it in Paris.
This movie had an $85 million budget and made $186.3 million in the box office.
102 Dalmatians has a 31% on Rotten Tomatoes. However, many people consider this movie a howling success.
Roger Ebert gave it 2.5 stars out of 4 and said it was more of the same and that Glenn Close did what she could.
The only other movie sequel attached to this film series is the new Cruella movie that recently came out on Disney+.
Usually when I have a guest, I let them take it away, but you're the newbie, so why don't you start?
All right. So it was interesting during the opening credits because for whatever reason I actually made a note of Newman being the guy behind the music, just because I really dug the opening song right at the beginning. So that was, and it just felt like as the movie went on, I found more and more reasons to really like the music, or like at least the selections or how it was used.
Yes.
So that was something that I noticed.
I agree. I haven't seen this movie since I was a wee lass, and I watched it a lot.
A wee pup.
Yeah, a wee pup. And I watched it a lot when I was little, and so, but I have not seen it easily since I was probably, I'm gonna say 8 and under.
Yeah.
Although it came out in 2000. So, yep, 8 and under checks out. So I haven't seen it for quite some time. The second the song started, I was like, this unlocked a core memory.
Yes.
The core memory just came out with the wow, yippee, yippee. I was like, oh my god, this slaps. This song is so good.
Yes.
So I'm with you on the music.
I loved it, but I noticed it was still in the, the long intro era. So, where they had to show everybody all the different floating spots, and it just took a good chunk of time still.
Well,
so they're
what's
not out of that phase yet.
What's interesting about that is I feel like, obviously you haven't been watching the movies in sequential order that I've been watching. I feel like they haven't done a long opening, animated credit sequence like that since, maybe Flubber.
Wow, okay.
So, they've been doing long intros, and the fact that, the titles go on for a while, but, they're kind of starting the movie. But something like this with 102 Dalmatians, I would probably say Flubber. Flubbers are so
Maybe you think it's just because, Flubber, obviously, it's the goo floating around, so, they've got the spots, so they're like, oh, if we've got something cute, let's extend it.
I mean, it's always, I say when they do opening credits like that, it's always mostly probably director's decision.
Okay.
And, Kevin Lima did a Goofy movie, so he was probably wanting to, set up that this film was going to be fun and silly and not, serious.
Yeah. I do appreciate that with the spots and kind of the dogs coming in and out, that I felt like it kind of got me primed to watch it. Because of course, being a sequel, I think we kind of all know kind of the story we're going to get. Mm-hmm. And so, in a way, for me, it almost like got my energy going, got my anticipation up.
I agree, though. I think it does a great job setting the film up because the song, like, is ridiculous. Like, the song is, you know, it's very early 2000s Baja Men, like, who let the dogs out. Like, it's very, or like George Lopez's, oh my god, that song. Like, it's very that vibe. So you're just like, okay, that's what I'm in for. I'm in for that kind of comedy. I'm in for that kind of moment. So I feel like it does set you up really well for what the story's going to be.
If Glenn Close carries this film, Waddlesworth is easily the second most important character.
Oh, he's got the prime lines.
In terms of character arc and lines and
character arc, that's so true. His arc is so good.
Redemption.
And he learns
I'm not a Rottweiler. I'm a retriever.
I've talked about this in a lot of dog movies, especially the better ones, like Benji and the first Air Bud and 101 Dalmatians. Not only is it important, like, to get the dogs to be well trained and stuff like that, but this is when editing is so crucial because the order in which you show shots will convey a completely different story if there's no dialogue, no sound, no anything else, and you're just looking at a dog. Because there's no way, like, those dogs are happy to be doing their job. Like, they're not...
They're like, oh, I get my treat in the end.
They're like, okay, I'll lay down, I got it. Like, how long do I have to stay here? Okay, got it, we're good, I'm staying here, and then, like, they get free. They get to get their treat and get let up and whatever. So it's all about the sequencing of the editing to convey the emotion. And, like, yeah, okay, the dog is super cute. But through the editing is where you get the translated emotion, which makes you feel for the animals. So, like, I feel like any animal movie where the dogs don't speak, thank God. Except, like, Homeward Bound, where their mouths don't move.
Yeah.
You start to move a dog's mouth, I will fight you.
That's like Waddlesworth. Obviously, they had to a certain degree, but it's also a parrot, so like it's
his mouth would naturally move anyway. So parrots talk, so that one's not weird.
How on earth did they teach it all those lines? Every cent earned, truly. Every cent.
Truly,
earned.
That parrot came and did its job. But yeah, the editing is so crucial in movies like this. So any like emotion like that from any of those dogs is like also shout out to the editor. Not only the trainer, the animal, but also the editor.
Yes. The best scene in the entire movie is Cruella's transformations. How she goes from Hella back to Cruella. It is just freaking phenomenal. So I even, to make sure I didn't miss anything, so obviously, you know, the bell rings and she's going back crazy. First thing is, you know, a little hair. And I didn't notice until about the end of the movie, I finally made the connection. I was like, the whole time that she's Ella, the hairstyles are slick and smooth. Like there is no hair is out of place. And then once she turned into Cruella, all the hair is sticking up and it's the crazy hairstyle. So, and now seeing this in my notes, I'm like, oh, that's the first thing that happened is her hair. Hang on, I got it. I took the notes. This is my scene. So her hair flings up, and then when she was coming in the first couple of times to the office, Dipstick, shout out to the first movie, love that.
Yes.
Love that it's Dipstick. Was not. Like, Dipstick was like, okay, here's this lady. As soon as that bell started ringing and she went, Dipstick started growling. So I love the Dipstick aggression.
Do that again.
And then, the best is the shoulder spikes fling up.
Amazing.
Love that. And then, I want, like, I don't know if we can get a little Sailor Moon reference in here, because you used to make fun of me in this in high school. I was like, why in the world do they need to have their manicures first if they're putting on gloves? The gloves change to black, and they give her nails. Excuse you, I'm in the middle of something.
What could you possibly want?
He doesn't like Cruella.
No, he doesn't like Cruella either.
It's the transfer.
She would want your fur. Look at how beautiful you are.
Gosh, yes. Glenn Close goes from white to black gloves with the press-on nails on the outside of the glove.
Mm-hmm.
Just love it. Perfect.
Love it. What did you have?
So the scene when Cruella goes back to her home mansion, if you would, she has that really like crazy reaction to seeing furs in her house, and she just kind of flies off the end, and that kind of made me think about when it comes to rehabilitation or behavior changes or corrections, lifestyle changes, kind of anything with people, when the change is so far to the other extreme, the other direction, there's kind of that question for me is like, well, was the change healthy? Or is the new normal healthy? And I think that's kind of foreshadowing in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's so extreme, and it's such a radical change from the Cruella that we know, that it's just like, this person's still terrifying, and you're just waiting for something to happen.
Terrifying and, like, overdoing it.
Yes.
100%.
Also, Alonzo.
Alonzo.
Third best character in the whole
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
I'll rephrase it. The dogs are all
Yeah.
right there. All the animals are right there at number 2, but then Alonzo is significantly underrated. Another wonderful character.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
I noticed that at one point in the filming, if you pay attention, you can kind of notice in the editing that when the scenes are focused on the dogs and what they do and how they react, you never see like a human face and a dog face at the same time. And so, for example, when Dipstick is in the office and Cruella starts to change, you see Dipstick growling, but you don't see who he's growling at. You see like a silhouette or like a hand or like a a person's there, but you don't know who it is. So that's kind of where I started to notice creative editing that I don't think the actors are actually on set.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the human scenes, the dogs are just running around. They're all just happy to be there, living life to their best, which we love. But they're not giving the same kind of emotion, the same kind of reactions that they are when the focus is on them. So that was just something I noticed.
Yeah.
And found. But
well, I also love, I feel like 101 Dalmatians, I feel like the storylines are like 101 and 102, but the storylines are happening separately but parallel.
Yes.
If that makes sense. So like Roger and Anita in the first one are looking for the puppies, but Pongo and Perdita are looking for the their storyline is different than Roger and Anita's. It's not all 4 of them looking for the puppies together. It's
you do your
Pongo
job.
and Perdita are like, I'm out here trying to find my babies.
Yes.
You're out there trying to find the dogs naturally because whatever. And then in this one, it's similar in the fact that like they're trying, you know,
everyone's got their eye
Chloe's wanting
on Cruella
to make sure Cruella's behaving, and the dogs are just trying to live their life for the most part until Cruella goes off the handle again.
At the very end of that scene in the probation office, and everything's going crazy. The dogs are out on the gutter, and you know Cruella's reverting back to herself. Everyone kind of comes back together, and things are calming down. And Cruella says the line, "I gotta go. I'm feeling chilly." And that kind of made me think, well, we're seeing this return to who she used to be. Is her ice cold heart back? Absolutely.
Well, and I also love I'm feeling chilly because she's not wearing fur. And she wants to go back to wearing her fur coat. I'm feeling chilly. I need my fur back.
There's a few ways to think about that.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Deep. This movie's deeper than we thought.
There's such
We're unpacking 102 Dalmatians.
There's different channel perhaps, but layers.
Layers. Peel the onion.
Peel the onion.
I thought it was so funny because I feel like the 2 men in Cruella's life like want to satisfy different parts of it. Like Alonzo loves Cruella to death, but like he just wants to like please her and make her happy and make sure that like she has everything she needs. Where like Lapel wants to get up in there and satisfy her in other ways. Yes. So I think that's so funny that she's got the 2 men and then they want to be there for different reasons in her life. Yeah. And they're fighting.
Well, and when she reverts back to Cruella, she has no interest.
Yeah.
She just wants her fur and to finish the masterpiece that was taken from her.
Yeah.
Her singular obsession.
Right. So she's using the men to an end. Well, and that always brings me back to the first movie, the We Lose More Women.
Oh, that was such a good line.
Oh man.
To marriage, then like what was it?
Then to wars, famine, and like disease.
Yeah.
I think.
What a line.
So good.
What a line.
Family movie. Family movie. Lapelt. He got real close a few times.
Yes. I mean, he's wearing a crotch cheetah. I think he's the biggest one.
What an icon.
No, it's like a cheetah fanny pack.
Cruella, right after that scene though, was ratted out by her rat dog. I apologize to dog owners. But Fluffy.
Oh, Fluffy. Another
Fluffy
tried and true loyal.
Yes. The good stuff.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was interesting that kind of the ultimate downfall of Cruella is kicked off by being betrayed by her own dog. Because that kind of
poetic justice
landslides it all, which we love.
Yes.
We love good writing like that.
Yep.
Because it's not just that she's caught; she's betrayed. Mm-hmm. You know, and of course because
dog chooses.
Yeah, and
kin over owner.
Crazy lady.
Well, and Chloe being her probation officer, it's like it's just.
Yeah. And Fluffy's like, you know what? This lady's nuts.
Yeah.
Come out.
Save the dogs.
911, get me out of here. Please.
I know I don't have fur for the most part, so I should be good. But yikes!
Help!
I don't want to watch my friends. She gets baked into this cake and covered in all this stuff, and it's the only reason they did that is because of how much crap she got covered in the first movie, and they're like, that went well, let's do it to her again and bake her into a cake. And for me, I know it's probably enjoyable for many, for me, I'm like, I don't need this. We had it in the first one, and it did well in the first one because they're in the barn. It was a lot of like mud and sludge and whatever.
It's a gross environment.
This one, it's like she's not being baked into it. Like this factory looks old and decrepit. It doesn't have eggs for her to fall into.
What food factory has just rust everywhere?
Yeah, like
I hope none.
What working food factory still has eggs in a tub ready to bake a cake? Like that's where that. It was too much for me, but it'll tie into the note I have again.
I loved it.
Well, but that's great. And I'm happy.
This is also why I teach children, so.
Working with the youngest clients in the room. Every possible thing that could make you feel good at the end of this movie happens.
True. Okay. I have a challenge for both of you. Give me a critique of the film. Okay. What's your biggest yikes? I didn't like this. Because you both have spoken very fondly and very impressed with the movie.
It was so cute. Give me 2 hours. I'll watch it again.
It's hard for me to describe it exactly, but I think there are portions of the movie where I think the mix of how much we see characters, whether it be Dottie and Dipstick, or we see Oddball, it's not quite right. So, and it would have made it a much longer movie. So I understand, I think it's pretty good as it is, but I wouldn't have minded seeing another scene that was specifically about the Pelt and how quirky and crazy he is. Or another scene of Alonzo just getting beaten down again. Or, Kevin being a lovable guy, and it's just like, man, we love Kevin. Or even Waddlesworth with the dogs. Like, I feel like there could have been 1 or 2 more scenes that were just like a little bit of fan service or just helping us develop our feelings about a character or 2.
Sure. You don't have any? Because you love.
I'm a kid at heart. Like, it's a kid.
Well, there's nothing wrong with you're allowed to love the movie and have thoughts. Like, live action Cinderella is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yes.
Do you know how many things I can pick and be like, oh, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that. Yeah. But this movie I will watch forever until the rest of my life. I loved the film. I thought it was very fun. I thought they did a great job setting up the fun with the songs, so then you don't go in with certain expectations of this masterpiece, whatever.
It's not a drama.
My big critique, which now hearing what you just said might go against you, is I think the film is too long. I think it's too long. I think there are multiple scenes where we get the joke, we get the payoff, you don't have to keep doing it. The scene where she's getting baked into the cake, it's too long. We didn't need all of that.
Yes.
We didn't need the progression from this to this to this to this to this. I feel like it was longer than the one in the first one where she's going through all the barn stuff. I feel like it was just longer, and it didn't have to be. She was getting baked into a cake. She could have just fallen into some batter and then, boom, baked into a cake. It didn't have to be,
You all have your opinions.
As long as it is. Well, and just because I feel the film is too long doesn't necessarily mean the time itself is too long. It just means it could have been edited better.
Yeah, it's too stretched.
And the pacing could not to say the editing was bad, because obviously the emotion with the animals was excellent. So, give and take here. But that's everything I have to say. You guys are.
Well, I'm sure the target audience loved the film no matter what.
What would you rate it?
Ooh, just gonna go B. I thought it was super cute. I liked it 8 spots out of 10.
I'm pretty similar. I think there's a lot of very strong performances, especially from our #1 American icon and national treasure, Glenn Close. I would say 8.5, maybe 9. I think it depends on my mood of the day, but it is very, very good.
8.5 what?
Spots.
Okay, well, my final rating is 6 spots out of 10.
That's alright, we'll allow it.
I like the first one better. I think the first one is...
And see, I thought I remembered liking the first one better, but I think I like the second one just because it's a little more
That makes
comedic.
sense, though.
A little more comedic.
Yeah. I just love the first one so much because I think it's a good balance of Glenn Close as this amazing gorilla character with, like, the cute heart of Roger and Nita and Perdita and Pongo.
Yes.
So, yeah. 6 spots out of 10. Our total movie count is...
498. I am not 499 this year. Still sad, but it is an awesome week.
Aren't you
Yes,
497?
celebration. Don't tell me that.
I
Do
think
not
you're 497.
tell me
honey.
that.
Don't feel as bad about being 2 off, right?
496.
Ooh,
My rank is going down so fast.
your rank.
She's
I
almost
was
499.
I was always
This is
499
the last 2 years.
Okay, sorry, this is movie number 496.
Parent Death Toll and Cry Count are still the same, although Cry Count might not be the same now. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put up videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday, but every day for the week of guests. Woo! Follow Carol Ann on Instagram. You can now follow Carol Ann on Instagram. You can't follow Garrett on anything, so comment down below and say hi to Garrett. Say congrats on your first video. Say if you did a good or bad job. I think you did an excellent job.
I think good first timer.
Thank you
Average
both.
at best.
No, incorrect. Thank you both for being here so much. I
Hug a
hope you had
teacher
fun.
today.
Hug a teacher. Classic. Oh, they're teachers. How cute is that? I am not. Yeah, join Patreon this
Yes.
month only. Every tier on Patreon is getting a benefit from the tier above
That
them.
swag.
Buy merch, limited edition. You only have till the 31st to get this, and then it's gone forever. So hop on it.
Is the
Sweat-
giveaway yet? When
Giveaway is right now. They can
Giveaway
still
is
enter the
right
giveaway
now.
now. And Carol Ann was amazing and made some stuff for the giveaway, so be sure to enter
It's really
that.
awesome. Good stuff.
I saw the behind the scenes process. So, I'll tell you firsthand, like, there was more time than you think dedicated to it, whether it be like, it's not perfect or it's like, we can do this better. Like, she worked hard.
And this is where I paid you what I did. Anyway, yeah, that's everything. Until tomorrow, comment, like, and subscribe. But I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so you do. And don't be Cruella about it.
Oh, see, I say
Lapel?
lapelt in this
Him
one.
not.
Don't be lapelt.
Don't be
about it.
lapelled either. We did it! High fives all around. High fives all around.
Oh, wait, the big one.
The big one.